Hello and welcome to YakWaxLips. My name is Michael, your point and click adventurer, and today we're taking a closer look at the 70s sci-fi rock adventure Sol705. But before I start, if you love adventure games, then be sure to subscribe to me because I make loads of videos from Let's Plays through to reviews and news and everything in between. And also whilst you're down there, please hit that like button to show your support. Take a pinch of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, toss in some Futurama, and add a big old heap of LucasArts and stir well. Hello Sol705. Now here is a game that has ambitions and manages to pull some of them off. The year is 1970 something and it's the end of the school term. The last thing we need to do before our summer starts is grab our grades and shoot, only our grades are the pits. On top of this, our big bro needs a new bass player and only we can get one. And here lies the bones of the plot of Sol705. On top of those bones are so many different strands of story that it gets itself tied into knots quite often, and the story ends up telling something else totally unique and bizarre, for better or worse. Let's delve in. We play as Mino. He's an afro-wearing, wisecracking teen with confidence that wavers from Captain America to dribbling toddler, depending on who we're talking to. Essentially, we're a hippie. It is the 70s. For a short time, we also play as Professor Romaniak, the quintessential mad scientist. First though, we need to escape school, and to do so we meet the religious head teacher, several school kids, and our brother. None of them we seem to really have a strong connection with. Later on, we encounter punk rockers, road workers, and aliens. Yeah, it's a curveball in the plot that, in hindsight, makes the whole adventure worth it. Turning to the puzzles, and it's a mixed bag. There are some really clever uses for a yo-yo, but some puzzles are way out there and I did have to turn to a walkthrough towards the end. There are never too many items in your inventory that it becomes confusing, but the way that they interact with the world and other items left me scratching my head sometimes. There were some things I did that I had no idea why. For example, I had to send a robot down into a sewer, and even whilst I was doing it, I didn't know why. But let's flip the game on its head. It was really quite amusing, and it did keep me intrigued. Later in the game we meet a punk rock chick, Lena, who helps us, and this character definitely added another layer to an ever-growing plot. The rest of the characters dotted around range from a policewoman turned pizza and ice cream seller, to a talking cat, through to a guy sharpening knives in the street on a bike. It really has thrown everything at it. The art, and especially the backgrounds, are really well made. The game is based in a small village in 70s Argentina, and the run-down vibe of the era really shows. The school is more like a prison, complete with electric fence, and once you do escape, the town is not much better. There's even a radioactive pool. The animation of Mino is nice, with the rest of the cast feeling like they're straight out of a 90s cartoon, which I really liked. Developer Patricio Land certainly has a lot of imagination and has taken his experience of growing up in Argentina and portrayed it really well. The use of music is strong too, as you'd expect from a game about a band, and full tracks from bands were heard throughout. But, yes, there is a but. The finished article as a complete game sometimes felt a little underdeveloped. Like I mentioned, there is so much story here, it is easy to get a little confused. Am I looking for a cat? Or a bass player? Or saving the world from aliens? The story strands weave a lot around each other. The way you interact with items differs greatly. Sometimes you could click on an item and there'd be a look or a pickup appear. But sometimes the cursor would glow as if you could do it, but you actually couldn't. Some items you could look at, and some, even if clicked on, nothing would happen. The dialogue was also a little sketchy in places. It didn't seem to matter really what dialogue option you picked, and some lines were different to those being voiced. The voice acting mostly was really good. Lena is even somewhat of a top title name in Ivy Dupla, who has whispers of a machine and unavowed to her name, and unexpectedly it's a great performance. Christian head teacher and Mino's mum and Mino himself were also really good. Overall, as a whole package, I would recommend the game. I'd recommend approaching Sol705 with an open mind to have a crazy fun story play out over 2 or 3 hours and to just go with it. Don't think too much about the purpose, just enjoy the 70s punk rock alien ride. I've been Michael, your point-and-click adventurer here on YakWaxLips. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, it really helps. And until next time, you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening. Take care.